Hello everyone, welcome back. In the last lecture, we discussed about continuous charge distribution. In this class, let us do some problem on the continuous charge distribution, that is uniform charge distribution along a line of a finite length. The length of the line is 2L. So here we will find the electric field for a finite uniform charge distribution along a line with a finite length 2L. Let us start. So here the problem is a charge Q is distributed on x-axis symmetrically about the origin from x is equal to minus a to x is equal to plus a. And the charge density is lambda. Since this is a linear charge, so the charge is distributed along the line, so it was given linear charge density. Now find the electric field intensity on y-axis at a point 0, b. This is the problem. So here what they are giving, there is a charge, the charge is a q, total charge is a q, which is distributed along a line on the x-axis from x is equal to minus a to plus a. And the linear charge density they have given, that means this is a uniform charge distribution. Now they are asking us to find out electric field at a point on the y-axis, that is at 0, p. So for this one, let us start by considering x-axis and y-axis. This is x-axis. This is the y-axis. So this is x-axis and y-axis. Now as per the question, there is a charge Q is distributed along the x-axis from minus a to plus a. So like this way. Now there is a charge which is distributed. This is a finite charge. This is a charge Q which is distributed from, this is a minus a, let us consider, and this is plus a. From origin, this is a minus a, this is a plus a. Now the charge is distributed uniformly from minus a to plus a. Now they are asking us to find out the electric field at a point 0, b on the y-axis. So let us consider the point on the y-axis. This is the point, and the point is 0, b. That means the distance from the origin to this point is b. So we can write the point is 0, b. So this is the point. We need to find out the electric field because of this uniform charge distribution. So for this one, let us consider a small charge in the left side and a small charge in the right side, and find out the electric field at this point due to the small charge from left side and right side. Later we extend the discussion to entire length of this charge, entire length of this uniform charge distribution. So for this one, so let us consider a small charge dq in a length element dx. Since this is x-axis, I have taken a small length element dx. Now this is the small charge I am taking, and here if you see, the distance from this small charge to the origin is x. The distance from this charge to origin is x. And if you see here, after some time, this dq can be varied here, 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 everywhere. That's so. So the x can be a variable. Now if you see here, let us find out the electric field produced because of small charge dq at this point. So this is the electric field that is produced by the small charge dq at this point. This is the dE. Let's consider this is the dE. Now this electric field is making an angle with respect to y-axis is theta. Similarly, we will also consider a small charge on the opposite side and find out the electric field at this point, and then see, since the charge distribution is uniform about the origin, let us see if there is any cancellations of electric field, and then we will summarize the total length. Now if you see here, this is the x, this is the b, so we can write this is the right angle triangle. So now this will be root of x square plus b square. This is a right angle triangle, so we can use side square plus side square is equal to hypotenuse square. Now, so let us consider a small charge on the right side like this way. Now the small charge dq and a length small dx. in the x-axis, in the right side. We are taking these small charges symmetrically about the origin. That's the reason why the distance from this small charge to the origin is again x. Now, the electric field produced by this small charge at this point is given like this way. Now, the electric field produced by this small charge at this point is given by dE. Now, you can see here there are two small charges on either side of this origin, which is producing dE electric field in both directions. Now, there are two electric fields are there. If we can resolve these two electric fields in the vertical and horizontal components, then we get the total electric field because of this small charge and this small charge. Now here you can see this is the angle theta, similar to this one, and also the distance from here to here is root of x square plus b square, because this is again right angle triangle here, and this is a b, this is x, so we can write here root of x square plus b square. Now we have two electric fields. The electric field produced at this point because of the small charge dq is in this direction, and the electric field produced due to small charge here in this region at this point is dE in this direction. Now these are the two electric fields which are in the different directions. Now if you resolve these two electric fields into horizontal components and vertical components, then we get the total electric field at this point due to this small charge and this small charge. Now let us resolve first this electric field. For this one, let us consider this is a, if this is a theta, then this will also become theta, and this is a, anyway this is already dE, so the adjacent side we can write dE cos theta. Since this is the adjacent side, this is the hypotenuse, this is the right angle, so cos theta is equal to adjacent side by hypotenuse. So adjacent side by hypotenuse is dE, so adjacent side is equal to dE cos theta. So the vertical component, that is the adjacent side, is dE cos theta. This is because of this electric field. Now the vertical component is dE cos theta, so obviously the horizontal component will be dE sin theta. So now this electric field is resolved into dE sin theta in the horizontal side, and then vertical side is dE cos theta. Similarly, we can also resolve this electric field into vertical and horizontal components like this way. Now when you resolve this into, similarly you can see here this is a theta, this will also become theta, so the adjacent side will be dE cos theta again. So we don't need to write, this is the dE cos theta, and the horizontal side will be again dE sin theta. So like this way, dE sin theta. Now we have resolved this electric field into dE cos theta in vertical direction, dE sin theta in horizontal direction. Now if you see here, since the charge is symmetrically distributed about the origin, and the distance from here to here is root of x square plus b square, and here also same distance. That means the magnitude of the electric field produced by this charge at this point is equal to the magnitude of the electric field produced by this charge at this point equal. That means here you can see here, but if you see here dE sin theta will be in negative x direction and dE sin theta will be in positive x direction. So the total electric field, when you sum up, these two will get cancelled. That means horizontal components will be get cancelled like this way. So the rest is only dE cos theta, that means the vertical components. Now if we are only taking this small charge here, now you can even extend this small charge to here and here. Now the distance from here to here is again x, and from here to here is x. That's the reason why here the x is a variable. That means here, if you see here, this is the now small charge. Again, if you take the electric field from here, because of this charge, again the horizontal components will be get cancelled. Only vertical component is remains. Similarly, you can extend this dq in a small distance dx from here to here, and here in this direction also from here to here. That means here the x is a variable. X is a variable. It varies until minus a in this direction, and here until plus a. So the electric field produced by the entire length of this uniform charge distribution is only dE cos theta, because all horizontal components will be getting cancelled. Now let us calculate the electric field. Now if you see here, the electric field due to a small charge dq, this is a small charge, the left side. So left side at a point 0 comma b is given by, that means because of this small charge at this point is given by dE bar is equal to 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught dq by r square. R is the distance from here to here, that is root of x square plus b square. So r square means x square plus b square, that's it. Now similarly, the electric field produced by this dq in the right side at this point is dE bar is equal to 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught dq by x square plus b square. Here also the distance is same. Now we know that according to this diagram, because of symmetry, the magnitude of the electric field produced by this charge and the magnitude of electric field produced by this charge are equal. So the magnitude of E1 and magnitude of E2 is same. That means the magnitude of both sides electric field is equal. So due to symmetry, all horizontal components will get cancelled. So the remaining is dE cos theta, integration of dE cos theta. So now let us write E bar is equal to integration of dE means we know already 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught dq by x square plus b square into cos theta. This is the total electric field. Now so if you see here, this integration runs from, this charge nd is at minus a and this charge nd is at plus a. So the total integration runs from minus a to plus a. Minus a to plus a. Now let us write 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught is constant. So let us bring it out. 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught integration of minus a to plus a dq by x square plus b square into cos theta. Now E bar is equal to 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught integration of minus a to plus a. Let's see here dq, this is a uniform charge distribution. When you have a uniform charge distribution along a line, we can write dq is equal to lambda into dl. dq is equal to lambda into dl. So now we can write lambda into dl by x square plus b square into cos theta. Now let us simplify this. E bar is equal to 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught integration of minus a to plus a lambda into dl. Actually this is in the x-axis we have taken dx. So let us replace dl by dx into x square plus b square into cos theta. From this diagram, the cos theta value, cos theta is equal to, this is the cos theta and this is the 90 degrees right angle triangle. So here cos theta is equal to b by adjacent side by hypotenuse, b by root of x square plus b square. So now let us substitute here cos theta value b by root of x square plus b square. Now let us simplify this. E bar is equal to 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught. Now if you see here, for uniform charge distribution, the lambda, that is the linear charge density, is constant. So let us bring this lambda outside. Lambda into minus a by integration of minus a to plus a, b by x square plus b square into x square plus b square whole power 1 by 2. So we can write x square b square whole power 3 by 2 into dx. Now if you solve this integration, we get the electric field at this point because of this finite length charge distribution. Now to solve this one, let us consider from this diagram tan theta is equal to, this is the opposite side, this is the adjacent side, x by b. That means x is equal to b tan theta. Now differentiate this one. Dx is equal to b secant square theta d theta. Now let us substitute these values in this equation. Now E bar is equal to 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught into lambda integration of minus a to plus a, b by x means b tan theta. So that means b square tan square theta plus b square whole power 3 by 2. Dx means b secant square theta d theta. So b secant square theta d theta. Now let us simplify this. E bar is equal to lambda by 4 pi epsilon naught integration minus a to plus a, b into b square secant square theta d theta by b square tan theta plus b square whole power 3 by 2. B square tan square theta b square whole power 3 by 2. Now we can write lambda by 4 pi epsilon naught integration minus a to plus a, b square secant square theta d theta by, let's take the common b square in this one, b square into tan square theta plus 1 whole power 3 by 2. Now lambda by 4 pi epsilon naught integration minus a to plus a. Now if you see here, p square secant square theta d theta by, now if you are taking b square outside, b square whole power 3 by 2, which will become b cube into tan square theta plus 1 whole power 3 by 2. Now if you write this one, here you can see here b square and cube will be get cancelled. Now we can write E bar is equal to lambda by 4 pi epsilon naught integration minus a to plus a. Now its left is only secant square theta d theta by b into tan square theta plus 1 whole power 3 by 2. Now which is equal to lambda by 4 pi epsilon naught integration runs from minus a to plus a, secant square theta d theta by b into 1 plus tan square theta. 1 plus tan square theta means secant square theta whole power 3 by 2. Now you can write lambda by 4 pi epsilon naught minus a to a secant square theta d theta by b into secant square theta whole power 3 by 2. It can be written secant cube theta. Now if you see here secant square theta by secant cube theta, then this will get cancelled with a cube. So here we can write which is equal to lambda by 4 pi epsilon naught into 1 by b integration of minus a to plus a 1 by secant theta d theta. Now E bar is equal to 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught lambda by b. You can see here lambda by b integration of 1 by secant theta, that can be written cos theta. Integration runs from minus a to plus a cos theta d theta. Now let us apply the integration here, which is equal to 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught lambda by b. If you apply integration of cos theta, which is equal to sin theta, the integration limits are from minus a to plus a. Here you can see here this is a sin theta, but the integration limits are from minus a to plus a. So now let us find the sin theta value from the diagram. If you see here from this diagram, sin theta value, this is a theta, this is opposite side, and this is the hypotenuse. So that means x by root of x square plus b square. So now let us substitute this sin theta value in this equation, which is equal to 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught into lambda by b. Sin theta value, that is x by root of x square plus b square. The integration limits runs from minus a to plus a. You can see here x is a variable. We have already discussed how x is varying. Also we know that x is varying from minus. Here you can see here x is a variable. Whenever we take a small length, from that to origin is x actually. That means the x can be varied from minus a to plus a. This is the total length is minus a to plus a, that is a 2a. So that means x is a variable, so we substitute a value in the x. So 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught lambda by b. So when you substitute a value, it will be a by root of a square plus b square minus, when you substitute minus a in this one, minus into minus plus, a by root of a square plus b square. Now let us rewrite this. E bar is equal to 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught lambda by b into a by root of a square plus b square plus a by root of a square plus b square, that will be 2a by root of a square plus b square. 2a by root of a square plus b square. So this is the electric field at a point 0 comma b on the y-axis because of uniform distributed line charge. This is how we can find electric field. Thank you so much for your attention. See you again. Thank you so much for your attention. See you again.